Hi guys, welcome to Winning Easy. My name is Wade. As we put up on our Facebook post, we'll be doing separate shows this week. It's been a busy week and unfortunately Dan and I haven't been able to get together to do our show this week, but Dan's going to do a show preview and I'm doing one. We're previewing the all-age stakes meeting at Randwick tomorrow to pretty much finish the Autumn Carnival in Sydney. It's been a great carnival and it's a hard day tomorrow to finish, so hopefully we can find some winners for you between us, as we've been doing recently. And we had a good weekend last weekend, both of us, and obviously capped off for me personally by my best bet of the day, Lucia Valentina, winning the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, the big one, the $4 million race. She was devastating. She was in the run. I'd never had too much worries until she got to the 400 coming to the straight, and she got a bit of a checkered passage, but once she got out, she exploded, and that bit of give just in that track just allows her to show that amazing turn of foot that she has. So she's a superstar mare as well, and just think that Winx is probably maybe a few lengths better than her. Just shows why Winx is rated today the equal best racehorse in the world with California Chrome, with an international rating of 126, which is ultra high, and it's a great achievement, and I think thoroughly deserved. So that was Queen Elizabeth last week, and I hope she gets set for the Cox Plate, and hopefully has a rematch with Winx. Well, they've never met actually. Well, they have in Epsom last year, but I think Chris Lees might have worked out how to keep it nice and fresh, and I think her performances since he's been doing that have been sensational. So Hot Cox Plate, would love to see those two mares go at it. The other race was Sydney Cup, won by Galante and the powerful Williams stable. They're great with their stayers. Lloyd, he put so much money into the stayers, and well, thoroughly deserved. Chris Wallach, second, third, fourth, just couldn't get the winner. A bit of an upset there, but great ride from Karen McAvoy in front. The Oaks, we had Sophia Rose, owned by the same owners as Lucia Valentina, so they had a great day that I'll never forget. She was just a tough Kiwi filly who's really thrived. 6 months ago, the progression now, totally different filly, and amazing what time can do for horses. And we had the Queen of the Turf, Ascadelia. Wow, she was just so dominant. She won that easy. Great Ollie ride, staying ground, but she just proved once again how good Winx is. Winx had 6.5 kilos more than her in the Doncaster Sweep before and beat her by 2. And Ascadelia toyed with her rivals on Saturday again, and Happy Clapper ran second in the Queen Elizabeth. So it just franks Winx's form even more. So sensational day racing last week, and that was obviously the culmination of the championships, which increased turnover has been achieved big time, which is what funds racing. So that's a good thing. I still think crowds are poor, and I think crowds need to grow. If we start seeing crowds decline, that's a big worry. But for the punting point of view, it's been a success, and it continues to grow, and that's in a way the most important thing for racing, because that's what drives prize money, and that's what we need for participants to get involved. So overall, I think it's another tick, and hopefully it can continue to grow. Next week, Dan and I might have a few suggestions on what we think they should tinker with for the championships to go to that next level. So we'll talk about that next week. But we'll get straight into the races today. Tomorrow. We'll start with race 1, which is the Highway Series. It's Class 3 for the country trained horses, and this has been a great concept. And I'm going with number 13, Circle Game, for the Matthew Dale stable. This guy is a sensational trainer, young guy who I'm sure eventually will make his mark in Sydney in years to come. But the Canberra trained horses there having a great run lately, with Single Gaze winning from Nick Olive. And we should just say a shout out to Kathy O'Hara. Hope she gets well. Suffered a very nasty fall in the Oaks on her favourite horse, Single Gaze. That just goes to show the highs and lows of racing. 2 weeks ago winning Group 1 on her, and 2 weeks later having a very nasty fall. Horse is alright, but Kathy suffered some serious injuries, a broken collarbone, some ribs, and she's still in hospital. So we wish Kathy a speedy recovery. But I'm going number 13, Circle Game. It's lightly raced. It's first up. It won its Canberra Maiden last start, nice and easily when it's dual price favourite. It's on the limit here, barrier 2. And after his last start win, I always respect. When I respect certain trainers, I always look at their judgment. And Matthew Dale, he took this filly down to Caulfield in a nice 3-off filly strong race behind. Got beat only 5 lengths behind Alaskan Rose and Gioletta. That shows me that he had a nice opinion of it, and he tipped it straight out after that, and I expect it to be very hard to beat because he's brought it straight to town for this race. I'll say it'd be primed for first up win. So I'll go number 13 here, Circle Game, beat 8, 9 and 2, and I expect 8, 9 and 2 to all be nice odds, which are at the moment, and definitely put them in the exotics. I think they're over their price. They're a bit hit and miss, but I think they definitely deserve to go in the exotics. The Circle Game, I think, has the most scope for improvement out of this race and should be too good for them. Race 2, we have Benchmark 83 1200 metre sprint, and tough race, but I'm going here one at nice value. I'm going first up one here. We all like value. It's the name of the game, and here winning easy, that's what we're about. And I think I found one here, number 6 in Riker from the Peter and Paul Snowden stable. Once again, you know the respect I have now for all of them. If you haven't been tuning in, you're not listening. I think Peter Snowden is probably the best trainer in Australia. I've got here number 6 Riker with Blake Shinn. Great combination, a great striker that these have, and it's $17 at the moment. And I just look at its form, and I just think that it's way over the odds. And it goes all right first up. It's had 2 trials. I think it's going to be primed for this. And if you go back to the last campaign first up, look at the horse that beat it. A horse called Happy Clapper by half a length. There's no Happy Clappers in this. Then it ran into Sloths, who won a listed race in the same campaign up in Brisbane. Then it raced against Happy Clapper again, went 4th. And then had one more run and went for a spell. I just think it's $17. I think it's crazy odds. I think its full mark prep is stronger than these. And having the 2 trials show me it's primed up. And I expect to run a very cheeky race here, number 6 Riker. To beat number 5 Press Report, I think this is overs as well. And will be very hard to beat as well. And numbers 8 and 12, Alart and Lady Javaga, who there's been a bit of money before. But 6, 5, 8, 12 there. I really like Riker at the odds there. I think it's way over the odds. Race 3 is the Frank Packet Plate. This has been won by some many good horses over the years. Tough race because there's some nice up-and-comers. Hard line the form up on a few different form lines here, but I end up going with a filly, number 9, Asanara, from the Godolphin stable. It's doing this all on just raw ability. I think it'll be a lot better next prep, but really it's still doing it in its first prep. And its run last start behind Single Gaze was good. I think it's dropped back in grade even though it's taken on the boys. I don't think the 2,000 metres any issue of it. And I'm just giving it a chance. I think it can win a race and go out for a nice spell after this. But a hard race. 9 to beat 3, which is, sorry if we just update this, sorry. 9, 3, 4, 1 here. Old North, the favourite, the stablemate, is very short here, even money. Very impressive last start win. I think he's got plenty of scope of improvement, but I just don't like the price, and I think she's a talented filly as number 9, Asanara. For second and third, though, I've got he's our Rocky, who we tipped last start. Very good win, very dominant win last start. And number 4, Gold Ambition, who around the 15 marks, if it ran its best, I think it's probably, over the odds. But I'm going with 9, 3, 4, 1 here. Race 4, we have on top here, number 5, and it's the JB Car Stakes. This has been one of some good fillies over the years as well. I'm going number 5, Den Magic here. I just think that this is her race. I like the quick backup. She's backing up from last week, the 1400. I just really think she ticks a few boxes here, and I think you'll see her really peaking here. At the moment, she's currently $5. That's short enough. I don't want her any shorter. I have to admit, I think it's, I wouldn't take any short odds. But I just think this race will really suit her well. And she's been running really good races. Last week, just forget that. 2 weeks ago in the PJ Bell. Just forget that run. The way the race was run, a lot of horses out of that race have to be forgiven. But she'll relish the 1400. I just think really nice and cold. She'll storm home down the outside. hopefully be too good. To beat number 7, 6, 8 here, so we're seeing 5, 7, 6, 8. Tremzina, barrier 1 will get the suck run, will be very hard to beat. Number 6, Denpert, it's going a lot better than its form suggests, trust me. And number 8, Stalemate, Brigadoon Rise. I backed this first up in the midweek, big win at $31. Yeah, good collect that day. Never in a good race last start, it's got plenty of ability. I still can't believe it was 31s first up. It was stupid odds. And she's a top filly, so really good race. But I'm going number 5 there, Den Magic. Like I said, I wouldn't want any shorter odds though. Race 5, we're first of the Group 1s. It's a Champagne Stakes, and obviously the big news is Yankee Rose is scratched. Sadly, been a bit lame since Wednesday. David Van Dyke notified the stewards, and it's a shame because it's a fairy tale this horse owners doesn't get to continue. But if you're not right, you're not right, and you can't run. So I'm sure she'll get over it. Whether she goes to Brisbane for the winner or she spells and goes for the spring, she'll be hard to beat no matter what. And it's been a fairy tale story, no matter what, whatever she does for the rest of her career. For these owners, $10,000 yearling, and second to Sliver, won the size last start easily, and yeah, she would have been almost, you think, just get over the line job if she held that form for last start. In saying that, now it's a different race, and I don't know how much depth is to this Champagne, to be honest. I don't know if it's one of the strongest Champagnes I've seen. And I'm going to stick loyal, and I'm going number 10, Faraway Town, who has now been heavily supported since the scratch of Yankee Rose, and obviously she was my best roughie the other week, and in the size, or best roughie of the day, and ran third in the size at paying $51. Obviously $13 a place she paid, so we had a big collect of her each way. I'm going to stick to her because I just think she's been always showing that she wants a mile. I think she had the perfect prep for it. It's a shame she's only $6.50 now. She obviously was 15s earlier, but with the scratching and deductions of Yankee Rose, it changes it. To beat numbers 3, Chimbora, looks like the mile really suit, and number 7, Obscura, who was scratched from the Fernhill safe for that, so I think that's a good leave. I had Yankee Rose in for second. I thought Faraway Town could just turn the tables, be a bit more positive over the 1600, so I'll just go 10, 3, 7 there. Prize Icon backing up from winning the Fernhill last week. I know Dan will talk more about Jaws of Steel in his preview, and the Kiwi there coming over, so there's plenty of chances. I mean, it might be a good race in 6 months' time, but at the moment it lacks a bit of depth. But I'm going number 10, Faraway Town. Race 6, another hard race here, and we have the Hallmark Stakes, but a really quality field. But I just kept coming back to one that has really good form. That's number 11, Music Magnate. I think currently it's going to be almost favourite, which you don't see me tip too many favourites, but I just couldn't go past it. And at the moment, 420 and just favourite. Yeah, I just can't go past it. Look at its form last prep. This horse is just such a trier from the Bjorn Baker stable. And we have a look at its form from last prep. Well, let's go to its last 5 runs, going back to last autumn. Ran second behind Peeping, got beat 0.3 of length, who went on to win a Group 1. It then ran second behind, first up last campaign. That was its last run last autumn. And first up last campaign in August, it ran second behind Fell Soup, who's been beaten nose in the opening plate and ran third in the TJ Smith. So Group 1 form again, got beat half length. It then ran second up behind Good Project, who then went on to win the Railway Stakes Group 1 in Perth. Then got beat by Good Project again. And then it won a race, beat Good Project I should say, sorry. And then won again, beating San Diego and Cosmic Cube, who are both good horses. Cosmic Cube's end up winning a listed race this prep, the National Sprint at Canberra. It's trialing sensational, beat our boy Malachi trial. It's just trialing sensational. I just can't. Barrier 11's the only issue where he's going to get stuck with their Brenton, but I just think this is probably the most up and coming horse in the race, and its form is just Group 1 form. A bit like that Malaguera form race, which he featured Good Project. I just don't know if there's better form this horse has than this, and I just expect it to go through the grades, and I would not be surprised, and I'm sure Bjorn Baker would be targeting a Stradbroke handicap with this and trying to get that Group 1 level. She's got no doubt he thinks it's up to it, and a Stradbroke handicap 1400, now nice and down the limit. I think it'd be a big chance. So I expect Music Mandate to get its campaign off to a winning start. It's dangerous, in my opinion. Is number 7, That's a Good Idea. One first up similar this time in a few weeks' time at Scone last year, and we were on it, and it was never going to get beat at good odds, and I expect it to run another good first up run here. Number 8, Art Lee. This horse has got a great finish on it. No, Dan's got a big opinion of this. It'll be storming home. And number 10, Federal, who we tipped first up the other week. It was a good win, and obviously he's heading towards a Queensland campaign as well. So 11, 7, 8, 10. Race 7 on this 9-race card, and we have, it is the feature, the All-Way Stakes. Sadly, it's only attracted a field of 8 runners, a bit like last year as well. And it's something that they want to look at because they don't want to ruin the All-Age Stakes. It's been won by some fantastic horses. Used to be a mile, back to the 1400, I think. A nice idea, but not being part of that championship contest, I don't know how many horses are targeting it, you know what I mean? And we don't want to lose its quality. It's a great field, but we just want to keep it. And I would like to see maybe a bit of a proposal that winner of the Doncaster and the winner of the TJ Smith, if they were able to back up and win both, that there'd be, say, a massive bonus prize money. I'd like to see that because, as I said to Dan and a few other mates, wouldn't it have been good to see Winks have a freshen up, come back to 1400 and take on Chautauqua, who won the TJ Smith over 12-1. Over 1400, who would you go? The 2 best horses in Australia lining up. How much more interest would this race have, and how much more interest would this race meeting have? And I think it's something they should look at. I think it'd be a great concept, and I really would love to see that, because who would you be on over Winks or Chautauqua? I'll let you decide if you want to let us know. Yeah, for sure, let us know. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, getting into this race, I can't go past this star West Australian horse, Black Harper. He's now with Darren Weir stable. He's running the Newmarket first up, was sensational. And then he went to the Victoria Handicap last night at Caulfield and just savaged the line with 58.5 on his back. He's proven it weighted for AJ in Perth, so I've got no doubt that that's not an issue. And I just really think, with Darren, we can take these horses to the next level. And I just really think the way the race will be run, Barrier 3 will be, there won't be only a couple of lengths between first and last. And the way he hit the line last start, I just think he runs that run again. I think he'll win. To beat number 3, Rebel Dane, I think he'll run a cheeky race with good odds here, Rebel. Such a little quiet achiever, Group 1 winner, but he just always seems to find one better. But I just think he'll be a lot in his favour today. And one of the things that's in his favour today is that Jason Collett's back on him. Jason's trying to go for his first Group 1 win. He had the ride on Yankee Rose, unfortunately. And obviously she's scrapped, so it's a shame for Jason. But this, Jason won 4 of 6. I'll start that again, sorry. The first 6 starts for Rebel Dane, Jason rode it, and he won 4 races on it. And then, as it goes to the grade, bigger jocks come knocking, and then Jason got taken off, and it's the first time he's been back on him. And the horse went really well for Jason, so I reckon he'll run a really good race tomorrow from Barrier 1 as well. He's up to $34 on some tote, and it's outside of the field. I think it's silly odds. Number 7, English. She's just come back. It's an amazing filly. Her run last time at TJ was sensational. First up winning the challenge was amazing. Her sectionals are amazing. All the way back last campaign to the Slipper when Vancouver just edged her out. I was on in the Slipper. I wish she won. But she's just a top quality filly, and she's happy horse. And when Gay's got those horses happy, they just continue to hold their form. And number 1, Kermit, obviously Chris Waller said he's going to keep him as a sprinter now, 1400 max. So I reckon the fresh nut will do wonders for him, and he'll be hard to beat. But I really like number 2, Black Harper. There's no money for him. We'll probably like to see the track dry out a bit for him as well. That might be a bit of a concern. But I just think if he hits a line like he did last start, I just think he'll win. And Darren Weir, he hasn't had too much success in Sydney, but I expect that to change tomorrow. Race 8 here on this 9-race card, and we have number 9 on top. This is the Japan Racing Association play over 2,000 metres, and once again Chris Waller's got 6-7 runners in the field. most of these will be heading towards the Queensland staying campaign. Brisbane Cups, Tats Cups, Doomben Cups, you name it, who have multiple runners in it. Tough race, it really is. I don't really know if I really want to be betting it, but I'm going one of Wallace. If you play the odds, I'm sure you'll almost get the winner. But I'm going number 9, Weary. He was an emergency in the Queensland this last week, didn't get a run. And for Chris to keep persevering with that tells me that the horse must be going alright. His 3 runs this campaign haven't been that bad. I had something on him first up at big odds, and to be honest, it was a ride that telling me that he just was having a run from Tommy Berry. It was a very negative ride, and it was just having a run first up, in my opinion. Then his second up run, I had something on him again, Ajax, and he was a little bit flat second up, which I sort of expected. And then last start, Chris put him in the Randwick Group 1 race for age. He only got beat 5 lengths by the United States Saraki. He's kept him at 2,000, which he's never won at. But I just think that this is the race, a lot easier race than the Randwick. And I just think he's going better than he is, and I'm happy to give him one more chance. Only one more chance, but I think I'll do that this week. To beat number 7, the stablemate, Hawkspur. He ran a great race first up. His second up record is terrible. But I like what I saw first up, that he showed a bit of zest for racing. He showed that he was still keen and out there. He was 100 to 1, and he got beat, I think, a length and a half. So, like I said, his second up record was bad, but this race, I don't know how we line it up. To beat number 16 and 17, down the bottom. Number 16, Sense of Occasion. Its first start is with Tony McEvoy. This is a nice stayer. Tony's going 2,000 metres first start. It's obviously very wound up. Obviously, once again, going towards the Brisbane Cup, which he ran second in it last year. But it's had 2 trials, and I just expected to run a cheeky race, and it likes the wet. So I just think at $31 down the limit, I think it's worth definitely putting your first 4s. And number 17, Morris, from the David Van Dyke stable. Once again, it's had the 1 run back behind Librin in the Randwick City Stakes. A good run, second up records, never missed a place, and its last prep, it was running some really good races. I expect to be right on the money. I'm actually quite confident the winners in their first 4. Just another mention of another horse here, number 3, Gardini. Now, we tipped this first up at 50 to 1 in the Blamey. I thought it was only having the 1 run for the autumn, and I did mention, keep an eye for this horse for the Cups in the spring. I was following this horse overseas last year, and when I found out that Freedman's had purchased it and brought out, and I was going to have something on him in the Caulfield Melbourne Cup early, but then they decided that they weren't going to that way last spring. They wanted to look to this year's Cups. And I'm surprised that Lee's giving him this many runs. He ran great first up, like I said, knocked up condition. Then he just got beaten in the Easter Cup, and then he was brought into Sydney. So it's interesting. He must be really going good, because I think this is a horse. I think probably this horse, Turn of Foot, is probably, and that is best horse in the race. And I do not have any question that he can measure up to a Caulfield Cup in the spring. But I just got a few worries that Barry's 17, where he's going to get, and I just wonder, a few things. So I'm going to go number 9, Weary, just on a sort of what I see in this campaign, believing that he'll peak on Saturday. The last race, let's hope we can find the winner in the last, and I'm pretty confident we will. If we need a winner last, it has been good to us lately, and I found one here, I think, at nice odds first up, that please do not leave out, and that's what I'm telling you to tip it. Number 4, Malice. A very underrated horse here. This is obviously benchmark 100 race. A lot of these, once again, will be going to Hawkesbury, Scone, onto Queensland. This horse, though, should not be left out. It's been trialling really good for this type of horse. You know, it's just one of these horses that never gets the raps. It's $21, it's barrier 4, and look at its form last prep. Ran in the Epsom, got beat 3.7 lengths behind Winks. Ran 4th on Cox Plate down the Crystal Mile behind Turn Me Loose and Bow Creek at 101. It got beat 4 lengths. Then ran 2nd on Cup Day, got beat by Awesome Rock, who lost the Group 1 Australian Cup in protest. And then it went to Sandown, got beat 3 lengths in the Eclipse Stakes when it was way out the back and the run never suited. Then went to Sydney and went 10th in the fillies behind a Happy Clever. Probably had enough. Went for a spell, had 2 trials. I just reckon that this will run a really good race first, I'm telling you. And I'll really make sure you have some each way on this, because I really think if you need to come last and get a collect, I think this horse will go close. So, 4 Malice to beat numbers 8. Tails of Green, really good horse, first up as well. Just a bit worried about the barrier, 17. Number 11, Pajero from the, once again, Snowden stable. And number 9, Snippets Land, who we gave a bit of a push last start at massive odds in the Doncaster Prelude, once again trained by Snowden's. I hadn't seen a horse. I think it was the best turned out horse on the day, out of any horse that day. When I saw it going out of the track, I was amazed how it looked, and if it's held its condition, it'll be extremely hard to beat there. So 4, 8, 11, 9. Alright, so now I've got to pick my best bet and my roughy as well, and we'll try and go each way special. A lot of pressure to live up to after last week. 1 second, if I can just refresh that. Sorry, let me just refresh. Excuse me for a second. Tough one of the day. I'm going my best roughy is race 2, number 6 Riker at $17 at the moment. I think it's sensational odds. I just think it's, like I said, look at its 4 miles prep and tell me how it's those odds. I do not know. And then I think best bet of the day is race 6, number 11, Music Magnate. I just think there's too many ticks down the limit. I think it'll win. So, roughie of the day, race 2, number 6, Riker. Best bet of the day is race 6, number 11, Music Magnate. And if you want an each way special, if you want an each way one at big odds as well, I think I'd be throwing Malice in the last at $21. Alright guys, that's another week of Winning Easy preview. Once again, don't forget to tune in to Dan's preview. Hopefully between us we'll have plenty of winners. We'll be back next week. Not sure what we'll be previewing next week. I think we'll be still in Sydney for a couple more weeks. Then we'll be previewing our home state, our Winter Carnival. Our Winter Carnival technically starts off tomorrow. It's Wheatwood and Toowoomba Cup Day. Hopefully all the locals up there get out there and support it. So like I said, it's our start of our Winter Carnival technically tomorrow, but we'll be starting our Gold Coast, our Queensland Winter Carnival preview on Prime Minister Cup Day, the 7th of May here at the Gold Coast, our home place. So for the next couple of weeks we'll stay in Sydney. I just want to give one quick shout out to, if you're in Melbourne and you're interested in buying a horse of your own, get out to Caulfield this Saturday for Vobers Gold Race Day. Sensational initiative from Racing Victoria here, this Vobers Gold. It's a huge success. 6 races for those horses. The prize money is sensational. It's only going to continue to grow. One of my favourite horses, the quarterback, he's running in the sprint race on his way to the Goodwood, and then hopefully if he keep pleases, he will go to Royal Ascot and hopefully be our sole runner this year. So I hope he wins tomorrow. He's $2 this time, so I'll be just tuning and won't be backing him, but I hope he wins. It's a great initiative, so get out there and support if you're an owner. You've got Billy Slater there tomorrow promoting. He's a race day ambassador. Get in there and maybe look at yourself buying a share in a racehorse for sure. So it's a great racing tomorrow all around Australia. Alright guys, all the best, and we'll be back next week, and let's hope we get plenty of winners. Cheers guys, thank you.